Hello everyone, my name is Titano and today we are going to do the problem of the week. So what is the problem of the week for today? So we have given x, y, z equals to 1, find the minimum value of x to the power of 2, which is x squared, plus yz times y squared plus zx plus z squared plus xy. So how are we going to solve this problem? Okay, usually in this problem, usually we have to we there's an assumption where x, y, and z is positive integers or positive real numbers. So they should be at least greater or equals to 0. But in this case, since the product is 1, so we can safely assume that they must be greater than 0. Okay? So how are we going to solve this problem? Okay, there's a theorem that not theorem, there's an inequality, okay, where we have a square given that for any integers or for any real numbers x, y, z, or whatever variable that we have, a square is always greater or equals to 0. So for example, x squared must be greater or equals to 0. Okay, so this is a very basic inequality that we have. Okay, but in this case, I would like to touch upon a very specific inequality. It is called an AMGM inequality, or arithmetic mean geometric mean inequality, where given two variables, okay, two variables which are real numbers, positive real numbers, given AB, real number AB, A and B, let's erase this, we have A plus B over 2 is greater or equal to square root of A and B. This is what we call as the arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Because the arithmetic mean, which is the middle point between A and B, is greater than the geometric mean, which is the square root of the product between A and B. So this is the very common use inequality, and this is a very powerful one if you want to use it in. So most of the inequalities, they are based on this inequality. Okay, so how are we going to implement this into our equation? So let us rearrange this. Let us rearrange, and we have A plus B is greater or equals to 2 square root of AB. Now, let us take a look at the equation first. We have x squared plus yz, and we see that there's a plus sign here. Where do we see the plus sign in the inequality? Here. So can we change A with x squared and B with yz? Yes. So when we change that, we have x squared plus yz is greater than 2, is greater or equals to 2 times x squared yz. And since x squared and square root again, we have the same x, so we have greater or equals to 2x yz. Okay, now you see why we made an assumption of x, y, z is greater than 0, because when we consider the negative, the right hand side becomes imaginary, becomes complex, and it makes everything a bit harder to solve actually. So that's why we assume that x, y, and z is greater than 0. Okay, now so let us continue with this. By right, we can also do it like this. Y squared plus zx is greater than or equals to 2y square root of zx. And the last one, z squared plus xy is greater than or equals to 2z square root xy. So we have these three inequality here. When we multiply them together, so what do we get? We have x squared plus yz times y squared plus zx times z squared plus xy is greater or equals to 2xyz times, what do you have here? So this one we already have 2x times 2y times 2z. Okay, I just realized I forgot another 2 here. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. X times y times z equals to xyz. And you notice that all these are appears 2 times in the square root. So we have x squared, y squared, z squared, which simplifies to 8x squared, y squared, z squared. Okay, now we have this. But how do you want to find the minimum? To find the minimum of a certain inequality, minimum or maximum of a certain inequality, we have to consider when do they equate each other. So it becomes a minimum. It becomes a minimum when this expression is equals to this expression. And since we know that 8xyz, xyz here becomes xyz squared. So we have 8 times 1 squared, which is 8. So the minimum of the expression that we have in the problem is when it is equals to the right hand side, which is 8 times 1 squared, which is 8. So the answer for this question is the minimum. Let me just rewrite this. The minimum for the following expression that we have is 8. So this is the answer. Okay, so that's all for today. So if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that you can get regular problem of the week from my channel. If you want to try for your own, you can also comment down in the comments so that I can see and read and engage with you guys. Okay, with that, Tana out. Bye bye.